What's up, Bonaventure family? Mike Lindsley with you here. This video brought to you by Elevate Fitness of Syracuse and Chick-fil-A of Cicero and Clay. I wanted to get into, and please do like these videos and subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to boost that up a little bit, trying to have a big season here, talking some Bona basketball. So all that stuff obviously helps an awful lot. I wanted to zero in, though, on this video on the freshmen on this basketball team, because I think this team, it's crazy how many players they have between 6'6" and 6'10", interchangeable parts. We don't know the starters. What's the depth chart look like? I think the only thing you can really think about at this point is that, Daryl Banks III is going to be the go-to guy. There's just no doubt about it. I mean, the guy almost scored 30 against Kentucky in the NCAA tournament. You got a situation where Moses Flowers could be a bench player. He could be a spark off the bench for Mark Schmidt. I think Cairo Luke's going to be great. Holy Cross, right? One freshman of the year in the Patriot League. So you've got a lot going on with, options, certainly, and those guys play premier positions. But what about the freshmen? Where do they fit in here? Because Barry Evans is one of those guys who's in that tweener mode, right? I mean, is he going to get a lot of play? He comes in from Putnam Science Academy. He's a really, really good player. I watched a ton of film on him. 6'8", 205, long, lean, needs a little bit of work, I think, footwork-wise on defense. Obviously, a little bit of a kind of a project on offense, but with unlimited potential. And you just wonder, how much time he's going to get at the freshman position, at the forward position. Is he going to be more of a 3? Is he going to be more of a 4? You could probably say the same thing about Jan Farrell. I mean, I think this guy could probably play the 2 if he had to in today's college basketball at 6'6". He's a freshman, obviously, out of Keystone Academy. And then down the line, on this roster, another guy, you're looking at is a redshirt freshman in Anwar Malouk, from the Netherlands, from Fork Union Military Academy, a guy who maybe Mark Schmidt's going to lean on this year as sort of a depth piece. 6'8", 205, can kind of shoot it. So you have him in the mix. I'm really interested to see when Brett Rumpel's going to come back. Of course, during the fan jam, he had that boot and the crutches and all the rest for that broken foot. But when will he be back? Will it be 4 to 6 weeks? Will it be a little bit longer? So that's another thing to watch with these freshmen. And, Melian Martinez from the La República Dominicana, right? The Dominican Republic, from North Florida Educational Institute. He's a guy who's 6'10" and 200 pounds. If he can get some footwork and he can get some of his skills polished on both ends, maybe there's a nice little backup there to Max Madison, who I think is going to be the starting center for this team. Honestly, I have no idea who's going to start. I have no idea who's going to be on the bench, but I think the freshman pieces are very interesting because I think that all of these guys, along with transfers, the transfer portal and all the rest, I mean, college basketball is so wild these days with roster turnover. This is uncharted territory for the Bonnies, of course, because they had the Ironmen 5 2.0 last year, playing basically 1 million minutes every single game. Now we don't know who's going to play a lot of those minutes outside of, in my opinion, Luke and Banks. Other than that, I think it's a wide open deal. I think there's a lot of tweeners. I think there's guys who can play multiple positions. Schmidt's got a lot of height. He has a lot of size. I like that. And then he has a ton of really shifty guard play. So I'm hoping that all of that mixes in. And let's be honest, Mark Schmidt knows what he's doing. He knows how to mix players together. I like this roster a lot. I think there's a lot of potential here. I'm loving that they got picked way low in the Atlantic 10 preseason. Perfect. Let's come in, fly under the radar. But again, keep your eye on those freshmen I mentioned. And of course, the return of Brett Rumpel, my guess, is probably 5 to 7 weeks. He'll be back with the Bonnies, and I don't think he'll be in a huge role. He's going to have to get back and healthy and up to his standards to get in there, and really the coaching staff standards as well. Mike Lindsley with you here. It's an ML Sports Take, all brought to you by our good friends at Rosie's Corner, Brewerton Hardware, and Stanley Law Offices. Hit me on Twitter at Mike L Sports. Again, please like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel right here, Mike L Sports. And as I always tell you, enjoy the games.